Okay, hello everyone. This is lines 384 to line, about 406. So just over 20 lines. Let's get cracking. We begin with ergo iter in captum, this first bit. If you remember, just a little bit of a prelude to this. In the preceding lines, we have just had Palinurus trying to sneak his way onto the barge, and he's been told absolutely that the Sibyl has told him that absolutely this is not allowed, but that he will have the Capo Palinuro named after him, which is still around in Italy today apparently, and this is his reward for falling overboard, I suppose. Ergo iter, and yet Aeneas obviously now therefore needs to find his own way without his trusty helmsman. Ergo iter. Let's begin. So they pursue, ergo, so they pursue, peracunt, the iter in captum, the journey begun, and they propinquant, and they draw near to the fluvio, to the river. But when from the unda Stygia, but when from the Stygian, I don't know if it's Stygian or Stygian, but when from the Stygian wave, the Nawita, the boatman, this is obviously referring to Charon, whom we have already met, the ferryman of the dead, but when from the Stygian wave, the boatman prospexit, saw, quos, connecting relatives, saw them. Who are the them? They are the Sibyl and Aeneas. Saw them passing through, but when from there, but when even from the Inde, but when even from the but Jean, but now ut, when the ferryman, when the boatman saw them, even from the Stygian wave, as in from, that's where he is, saw them going, saw that they were ire, that they were going, indirect statement I suppose here, going through the silent tacitum nemus. Notice the contrast between the tacitum, between the silence of that and the shout that we're going to have in a little while. Saw them going through the silent woods, and that they were turning their feet, and that they were again infinitive, indirect statement, and that they were turning their feet towards the bank. Sic prior, he first spoke, and ultro, and scolds them, and rebukes them, and tells them off. You've got for the increpat. Our book, at the back of the blue book, gave us a translation for this particular bit. So when he saw them, as we said there, he unprovoked, he scolds them. So when he addresses them in words, he first addresses them in words, and he unprovoked scolds them. This is the idea that he is obviously incredibly upset. Quisquis, whoever you are, armatus, armed. This is going to be addressed later on when the Sibyl says that they are sort of meaning no harm. Whoever you are, armed, whoever you are who comes to our river, armed, armatus, fare age, tell me why you are coming. Come, tell me why you are coming, and literally halt your step. So whoever you are coming to our river armed, tell me, jam istink, now where you are, right where you are, why you are coming, and halt your step, tendis, and comprime crescem, halt your step, umbrarum hic locus est. This is the land of shadows. This is the of shadows of sleep and of drowsy night. I love that line. This is the land of shadows of sleep and of drowsy night. Hic locus est. Corpora viva. It is a crime to carry living bodies in the Stygia, the spondi on the Stygia, on the Stygian barge. And not happily, and I did not nec vero, not indeed was I happy to have taken Alciden, Heracles, the son of Alcides, going across the Lac or across the river, nor Theseus or Pirithous, although sons of gods, stressing that Aeneas' divine parentage holds no sway with him. Those sons of gods, and although they were invincible in strength, in victi, invincible in strength. Ille, he, this is Hercules, he, Manu, by force, sought to take right from the throne of the king. He sought to take, so he took the guardian of Tartarus, this is Cerberus, obviously the dog, and dragged him away, trembling, Arsolio, from the throne of the king himself. So he, Petiwit, sought the guardian of Tartarus in chains by force, and he dragged him trembling, trementem, present participle, trementem, and he dragged him trembling from the solio, from the throne of the king himself. These, this is now referring to Theseus and Pirithous, these men, adorti, tried, adorti stressing the attempt of them, tried to deducere, to carry off the queen carry away our queen from the chamber of Dis, of the underworld, quae contra. These are the accusations, and so I suppose that she's going to specifically look at these. I suppose when you see this, this is the fact that now the Sibyl is going to sort of specifically say that he's not coming with force, and he is going to stress Aeneas, is going to stress Aeneas' piety in response to the perceived impiety, therefore, of Pirithous and Theseus. And so we've got this next bit, the punishment. If you remember, Charon was punished by having to stay in chains after Heracles was allowed in the underworld. Charon was punished, and so he doesn't want this to happen again. Quae, she, the connecting relative again, against these things, it's not connecting relative, it's against these things in return. Against this, the Amphrisia Vates, the Amphrysian, that means to do with Apollo. He was the shepherd of Amphisus. So, this is the Sibyl again. So she spoke briefly against these accusations. Nullae hic insidiae tales. There's no such trickery here. This is of no trickery. Absiste, stop being moved. Cease to be alarmed by this. Nec vim, and our weapons carry no force. Licet ingens. These are a load of jussive subjunctive. The ingens janitor, the huge guardian. There's a hint in the Blue Book it discusses of the sarcasm behind the fact that this dog just barks, and that actually her chastity is in no way useful in this context. So this next bit then was, you may have just heard my phone going off there. I have switched it off. My apologies. So the next bit then was ingens, let the huge janitor in his cave, let him be barking forever. Let him keep barking forever. The huge janitor may from his cave endlessly howling, tereat, frighten the exsanguisumbras. I like the pointlessness of this, the sarcasm, the bloodless spirits. Let chaste Persephone serve in this next bit. Stay, rather, in impurity within the threshold of her uncle. Perhaps a hint there, actually, at the unnatural nature of her own relationship. Again, showing, as the Blue Book says at the back of it, the power of the Sibyl, the strength of character, but raising the fact that she diminishes these sort of undead spirits, these monsters, these powerful figures, Charon, Persephone, and shows the respect that she must hold, therefore, for Trojan Aeneas in this next bit. Let chaste Persephone serve. She is allowed to serve in the kingdom of her uncle. Troios Aeneas, Trojan Aeneas, insignis, distinguished by his piety and by his arms. Trojan Aeneas, famous for his piety and arms, goes down to his father, nice piety here, goes down to his father, Imas Erebi, the lowest shades of the underworld. Trojan Aeneas, distinguished by his piety and by his arms, is descending to his father, to the lowest shades of Erebus, ad umbras imas, to the lowest shades of Erebus. Si te nulla, if no image of such piety moves you, if the picture of such piety in no way moves you, then this branch, she shows him the golden bough that they've received, that shows that Aeneas' descent to the underworld is approved by the gods and fate. Aperit. So, look at this branch, take this branch. Aperit, she shows the bough, the ramum quae, which she has been lying hidden in her robe. You know that the word Latin comes from the verb lateo, I lie hidden, because they believed that Saturn lay hidden from his son. Cronos was it that was chasing him, and he lay hidden in the area of Latium. There is a lovely boring fact for you. And now I'm going to finish off. No more bleeping from my phone. Well done, I'll see you all tomorrow.